Sorry about that. It's a hell of a way to start off an episode. Let's see. Can we get the chats open? Looks like it. We're only a little late today. Only a little bit. Don't worry about that. Like for only being a little late. Go ahead and drop a like, everybody. And subscribe while you're at it. Subscribe, follow, drop a like. Only a little late. It's almost a miracle. Before we start, I was, going through articles like I normally do, and I saw the biggest indicator of a recession I've ever seen in my life. It says that Gen Z is now playing with hacky sacks. We can't afford sports anymore. We're down to filling up a fabric bag full of sand and sewing it together. We are so doomed. We are so doomed. When hacky sack becomes the sport of choice, you know you're in a recession. You know you are in a recession. It's like we can't even afford soccer anymore. You'd have to get a shin guards and, a ball, cleats. Nope. We can just afford a hacky sack. A small piece of fabric filled with sand. That is the new sport. Football pads, too much. Can't afford it. Baseball bat, no chance. Can't afford the glove either. We've got a hacky sack. This is America's recession sport. Now, if you are from the time of the hacky sack, I believe like the 70s through the 90s, I'm sorry. But it's alarming that this is what kids are going to. It's like, oh, I can't get a baseball glove. Can't get a bat. Can't even get shin guards for soccer. I'm going to play with a hacky sack. I don't know. It just seems like a recession indicator for me. Like, I remember trying to play with one as a kid, and I was just like, this sucks. I could go kick a soccer ball outside with a friend. Play basketball. We can't afford a basketball. Nevertheless, a front yard goal anymore. All we've got are hacky sacks. This is America. The economy is so bad, the kids have to play with hacky sacks again. We're doomed. We're doomed. But we'll jump into it. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. This is episode number 108. 108. I don't think I've ever done 108 before. That's awful. Episode number 108 of Addressing the Issues. It's Dust Day. If you've read the description, I thought it was a banger. So if you're able to, click on the description of this stream. It's not the title. It's the description. It's stellar. It's stellar. It's Dust Day. It is Dust Day. It's all about the dust. Is President Trump, is he too obsessed with the dust? I heard there's lots of dust in China. We still don't know who brought the dust into the White House. Just dust. Americans can't even afford it. It's for the elites. All we can afford are hacky sacks. Everybody else gets dust. How far the West has fallen. But we'll jump right into it. I thought that was funny. I thought I did great with that. It's Dust Day. It's Dust Day in America. But today, I honestly was like trying to find something to do a show on. Obviously, whatchamacallit. I'm completely blanking now. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, sorry. dropped its monthly report today, and I was just like, oh, so this is all we've got. I can just do this tomorrow. But then, I guess thankfully President Trump comes along and makes a statement that just blows everybody out of the water. He was getting ready to leave the White House for China this morning, or I guess this early afternoon. And he does a little press gaggle outside, and reporters are asking him questions, one of which is asked is, when you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal? President Trump responds, wisely, not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situations. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates me. Is he on the dust? Is the dust still in the White House? I mean, what a tone-deaf answer by the guy. And this is like at the same time that these articles are coming out. Bloomberg reports U.S. power prices climb 61% faster than inflation as demand surges. I mean, 61% faster than inflation for power prices. Obviously, you don't think about Americans' financial situations. You're thinking about the dust. I mean, how tone deaf is that answer? Same time. CNBC reports today, consumer prices rose 3.8% annually in April, the highest since May 2023. You tout yourself as being better than the Biden administration. Yet you may equally be obsessed with dust. I mean, some key points from that report. Consumer price index rose at a seasonally adjusted rate of 0.6% in April, on pace for 3.8% over the next year, meaning buying power is going down essentially 3.8% over the next year if this continues along. Obviously, you are not taking into consideration Americans' financial situations at all. You're obsessed with something that has honestly no impact on Americans in the near time frame. The nuclear weapons could not ever be launched here. They would literally have to be packed on like a shipping container, sailed across the ocean, get through one of our ports, and then detonated by a malicious character. It wasn't an issue for Americans. It may be an issue for whoever President Trump serves, because he's not serving the American people. He made that very clear in his answer. I don't think about Americans' financial situations. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates me. I mean, who are you serving? The American people? Obviously not. Who is President Trump serving at this point when the Americans' economic situation does not matter to him? I remember him campaigning on the golden age, where America would come back, would reindustrialize, where we would build back the middle class. And now none of that matters. None of it matters. You've got, other parts of that CNBC article. Excluding food and energy, the core consumer price index increased 0.4% and 2.8% respectively, keeping inflation well above the Federal Reserve's 2% goal. The rates aren't going to go down. You can't stay within the Federal Reserve's goals. Mortgages are still going to be skyrocketing. We're not going to get rate cuts. It says the report also contained bad news for workers, as real average hourly wages slipped 0.5% for the month and fell 0.3% annually. Meaning the money people are making isn't even going up with inflation. This is the golden age you speak about. Does the golden age involve a lot of dust, is my question. I mean, who is he serving at this point? It's obviously not Americans if you don't care about their financial situations. I mean, that is what matters here in America. The average American is not concerned about Iran's nuclear dust. Now, other people around the world may be, but the average American isn't. We actually are concerned about whether we can afford to own a home or like buy food at the grocery store or fill up our car all the way with a tank of gas. These are things we're worried about right now. And President Trump is worried about dust. I mean, nuclear weapons that by all accounts would not be able to reach the U.S. in probably 10 to 20 years of development. So, I mean, pertinent issue? Probably not. The most pertinent one is that Americans have no buying power, that their real hourly wages are falling 0.5% in 1 month. In 1 month, inflation is beating the hell out of us. We can't afford our power bill. 61% faster than inflation. I mean, who are you concerned about? It's not Americans. Well, he says, I don't think about anybody. I don't think about the Americans' financial situations. Who is motivating you to do this? He says, that's what motivates me, Iran's nuclear weapon. Who is motivating you to be worried about that? Because it's not the Americans. It's not Americans that are motivating you to be worried about that. The Americans at home, they're motivating you to be worried about the skyrocketing gas prices, their energy bills that are 61% higher than inflation rate, that they can't afford what they used to be able to afford on their wages. This is what we're worried about. We're worried about whether we can get to work again on a tank of gas, whether we're going to be able to feed our family, whether we're going to be able to house our families, whether we're even going to be able to have a family. This is what Americans are worried about. And you're worried about some nuclear weapons program across the world that can't even strike U.S. citizens. You're worried about their dust. White Houses and dust, I swear. Just call it the Dust House. It's the Dust House. That's what the White House is now. And I guess we'll move on from that nightmare of a statement. That's going to be all over the midterm election campaigns. If you're endorsed by Trump, your opposition is just going to run that, and you're doomed. Like, you are doomed in the general. I mean, the socialists don't even have messaging that bad. The communists don't. The average American isn't concerned about global politics. That is the job of our leadership, and Trump is the only leader who stepped up to the plate. Yeah, I guess if, the plate's full of dust, but I don't know, like, you've got to consider that the two go hand in hand, that you can't have, cheap energy prices at home. I mean, I guess you could if you had a good leader, but the way the markets work, you can't have cheap energy prices at home if everybody else is paying exorbitant rates. Now, if we did controls and we said, you're not exporting any gas until the national average goes below $2, completely different story. But I guess our leadership's failing us in that sense. I mean, honestly, I'm way more concerned about the future of our country than I am whether somebody else is making dust. I mean, didn't the war on drugs fail and it cost us how much money? They were making dust there too. I mean, it's just, the two aren't mutually exclusive. Global politics and national politics go hand in hand. And I think that is where we're going wrong, is we think we can do anything we want to around the world. We can jack up the price of fertilizer, the price of energy, and think that it won't come home to us, and it obviously has. Let's look up the national average of gas today. because I'm sure it hasn't dropped, especially after that statement. Gas price national average, AAA, yeah, hasn't. Oh, it has dropped. It says it's down to $4.50. Huge drop. What was the peak? Okay, I think it was actually yesterday was the peak, and it was $4.52. I don't feel like I'm winning. I go to the gas pump, and I don't feel like I'm winning yet. We'll move on. I mean, we need to have more concern about Americans from our leadership as opposed to random people around the world. Like, point blank period. Like, we are the ones you need to worry about, not like some other people making dust. We saw that failed in the war on drugs. We'll look at this group of people joining Trump on this trip to China. Some rather interesting figures. So you've got Tim Cook of Apple, Larry Fink of BlackRock, everybody's favorite private equity firm, Steven Schwartzman of Blackstone, another favorite of everyone, Kelly Ortberg of Boeing, Brian Sykes of Cargill, Jane Fraser of Citibank, Chuck Robbins of Cisco, Jim Anderson of Coherent. Not even familiar with what that is. I probably should be. It sounds rather alarming. We'll look that up in a second. H. Lawrence Culp of GE Aerospace, David Solomon of Goldman Sachs, Jacob Thaysen of Illumina. Don't know what that one is. Probably should. Michael Maybach of MasterCard, Dina Powell McCormick of Meta, Sanjay Mehrotra of Micron, Cristiano Amon of Qualcomm, Elon Musk of Tesla and SpaceX, and Ryan McInerney of Visa. So lots of banks, lots of money people, a lot of AI people. It makes you think, what are they going to be talking about? I don't think, electric cars from Tesla are going to be the forefront of these discussions, because China, apparently everybody thinks they make the best, but maybe Elon could explain to them how to prevent them from burning up. Let's see, what is Coherent? That sounds absolutely scary to the average, to a unknowing person. Coherent company. A leading global manufacturer of engineered materials, optoelectronic components, and laser systems. The space lasers. It's like, yeah, I can shoot you with a space laser. I guess that's why he's brought along. Let's see what Illumina is. Because this one is, biotechnology. San Diego-based leader in genomics and precision health, developing, manufacturing, and marketing integrated systems for DNA sequencing and array-based technologies. Something you probably don't need to give China. They will be denying people access to money based on their DNA now. But I guess that's a leverage point. But you've got to, look at what these are. These are private equity, lots of banks, lots of investment firms, credit lenders, microtechnology, chips, aeronautics, Boeing and SpaceX, GE Aerospace. I mean, it is a who's who of American power. I don't know how this is going to, play out. Looks like some people are going to make some concessions for, the greater good, I guess. Maybe. Whether it's for the greater good or not is to be determined. Never is, but just an interesting group accompanying Trump on this trip to China. I figured everybody would want to know. So when somebody comes back and they have a, 20-point rally in the stock market, 20% rally, you'll be like, oh, I know why. They cut a backroom deal with China. And yeah. So keep your eye on, I would say keep your eye on all these stocks, these investment firms, because some of them are probably going to come back a lot richer than they left, which is just how it works. But we'll move on. Like I said, just keep your eye on this stuff, on these people, on these companies. Because I feel like a lot of them are going to get some very good deals hanging out with Trump and Xi in China. That's my opinion, not financial advice. If you think you have financial foreknowledge of these events, given knowing who is going from what companies, that is on you, not on me. That's your disclaimer. You're welcome for that. Phone is absolutely blowing up right now. Nothing I can do about that currently. We'll move on. So there is some Iran news that has been once again breaking while President Trump was preparing for this China thing. One of these is from yesterday, but the other ones are from the last 24 hours that these were revealed. So it's been revealed that the UAE, which broke yesterday, and Saudi Arabia, which broke today, have been attacking Iran covertly during the U.S.-Iran war, meaning that it is not just the U.S. and Israel performing these attacks, but there is a much broader coalition, just like Iran has a much broader coalition than has been revealed so far. Not just the Houthis, which haven't even done anything yet in the grand scheme of things in this war. I think some pirates hijacked one boat. But you also have Hezbollah, which has been attacking Israel. Not so much as Israel has been taking over southern Lebanon, but that's here nor there. And then, obviously, you have Iraq, which is apparently appointed their leader at the request of Iran, which is a whole nother coalition. There was also reports, I believe yesterday, that during the ceasefire negotiations, Iran was actually allowed to park military aircraft in Pakistan, meaning Pakistan is doing these negotiations. They are the middleman. They are the mediator of these negotiations, while they are letting one side store military aircraft so they can't be attacked by the U.S., meaning they probably aren't the best negotiator, the best mediator to have, seeing that it seems that they favor one side over the other. Maybe at the other end of the country, the U.S. was able to load an entire Pakistani airbase with F-15s. I doubt it. But that was revealed yesterday as well. So there are a lot of people in the region in play here, probably more than we are aware of. There's obviously also the Q-80s, which we'll get into in a second. But it was also revealed that the U.S. armed the Kurds again, because this is what we do when we attack either Iran or Iraq. We arm the Kurds, the Kurdish militias. But in a press gaggle in the Oval Office yesterday, President Trump claims that the Kurds disappointed us by apparently not attacking or taking over Iran. There is a reason that Kurdistan isn't a country. It's because this group cannot establish its own borders. They are weaker than the rest, but we have been disappointed by them for, not just walking through Iran with whatever weapons we have provided them. Which, that's just one of these steps in every one of these conflicts. Is like, well, what are we going to do about Iran? What are we going to do about Iraq? It's like, we should arm the Kurds. Arm the Kurds again. And it's like, it never works out. Not for us, not for them, but it's like step one, arm the Kurds. And this time, apparently, we're very disappointed in them once again. So, I don't know, maybe we should think through this a little bit. I don't know that Kurdistan is ever going to be a country. I'm sorry to break it to you, Kurds. I don't know that you're ever going to have a Kurdistan. It doesn't seem like it's going to work out. We can arm you over and over again, spend billions of taxpayer dollars getting you weapons, but I don't know if it's going to ever work out for you guys. No matter how much money we throw into that hole, I don't know that it's ever going to fill up. So, shout out the Kurds, shout out Kurdistan, everyone's favorite not existing, never going to exist country. Then there was news today that the IRGC attacked Kuwait's Bubiyan Island, Bubiyan, Bubiyyan Island, in an attempt to target U.S. forces and satellite infrastructure in the region. As a result, Kuwaiti forces captured 4 IRGC members, including 2 Guard naval captains, a Guard naval lieutenant, and a Guard army lieutenant. It is reported that 1 member of the Kuwaiti armed forces was injured in this incursion, but this shows that, I guess, in the moments before President Trump goes to China, Iran has decided to go on the attack in the region. I don't know exactly what this is showing. Hopefully it's showing that they're getting desperate, but this could also just as likely be a show of force saying we will come after you. So what this means, especially going into China, I think it leans on the side of Iran is trying to demonstrate force. Whether that was successful or not, I think we know the answer. If you injure 1 person, have 4 people captured, probably wasn't the most successful mission. But it does look to me like they were trying to demonstrate a show of force in an incursion into a foreign country. So that was rather interesting to me. Obviously, this probably won't go without repercussions for Iran. What those will be, nobody knows. I was talking yesterday about how they might try and go about an attack on Iran while the U.S. is in China. I don't even know how you could pull that off. I guess you do have the infrastructure on Air Force One to prosecute attacks. However, I don't know whether doing that in China is a good idea, because they probably have all types of radars pointed right at your plane. Obviously, there's encryption methods and stuff, but when more planes start going out and the radar gets real busy, they're going to be like, something's up here. So I don't know if the U.S. can do anything. They could do something on the way, obviously. I guess that would be probably right now if that were to be occurring. President Trump's in Air Force One, just saying blast them. But I don't know that this will go without repercussions for Iran, obviously incurring into a foreign nation, which is Kuwait. I don't know that this can go without repercussions. So I don't know what the response will look like, when it'll be. Probably when the stock market closes on Friday. We'll just let it simmer for a couple of days. But it happened, and I don't think the U.S. and the allies are going to want to look weak, just saying, come attack us, walk into our nation, try and destroy stuff on our infrastructure on one of our islands. I don't think that that's going to play well. So we'll see what the repercussions are for Iran. Probably. Maybe there are none. But there was an attempt to attack U.S. forces and infrastructure in Kuwait. So that is big news. That is prominent news. But that's about all I've seen regarding Iran in recent hours. Let's see. I can check. I mean, it's always around this time when stuff starts popping off. It's like midnight in Iran. Interesting. Okay. A 4.6 magnitude earthquake just hit Tehran, 8 kilometers underground. Which is interesting. Interesting. Is that a nuclear weapon test? Maybe. Is it a directed energy weapon? Also, maybe. Probably the two are just as likely. It could also just be a natural occurrence, but interesting stuff there I just saw. That was reported like less than 5 minutes ago. And Iran is actually now claiming that Kuwait was responsible for hostile actions. They say that the Iranians that were captured were on a routine patrol and only entered Kuwaiti waters because of a navigational glitch. That they're calling the incursion into Kuwaiti waters propaganda. So that just came out 5 minutes ago. Interesting. It looks like Iran is heating back up. People are getting quite feisty in the area. And we talked about a few other things yesterday on that. So if you want to look at those, look back at yesterday's episode. I think it was near the end. I don't remember. We talked a little bit about other developments in and around Iran. But we'll move on from the fun military segment of the day to hantavirus, everyone's favorite new virus, obviously. The World Health Organization's Director General, horrifying title, Director General for Health, horrifying title in my opinion, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, something of the sort, there's no way I'm getting that name right, says that he expects more cases of hantavirus to be announced soon. Awesome. I mean, they're telling you what's going to happen. They're saying exactly what's going to happen. I think there's going to be more. Now take that for what you will. World Health Organization's Director General says, I expect more cases of hantavirus to be announced soon. So, I don't know. All I know is I'm not getting any more vaccines. Those things suck. Every time I get them, I just get sick. And then I get sick again like 2 weeks later. It's an absolute time. It's a blast. And then, alongside of this report, the CDC says hantavirus exposed passengers have option to leave quarantine in Omaha and quarantine at home. Let's just send them across the country, why don't we? Let's just spread it. It's like, I don't know. I think Tim Dillon had the best idea of how to deal with this. He said we should have just struck the cruise ship with a missile. That way it wouldn't spread. And I think that might have been the most, accurate response. But no, we're just going to fly these people around the world. Let them travel, hang out with anybody they want to on the way. Spread the disease or the virus to everybody. And then just let this go global. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Obviously, I've had my opinion. We should have just left them on the ship and airdrop supplies. And if these people wanted to go in and try and help, that's your risk. But you are stuck there until the virus goes away. We'll just drop food and whatever you need from an airplane, from a helicopter. That was my solution. Other solution, just shooting a missile at it. I mean, it probably would be more effective at stopping this virus from getting to everyone, as opposed to just flying these people wherever they want to go, whenever they want to. But, this is a whole of government response, whole of the one world government response. Then there was a report last night. This was at 10 o'clock, somewhat related news. It was claimed that the Department of Justice was reportedly considering a new criminal case against Anthony Fauci. You had 2 hours left on the statute of limitations, and you go, we might look into this. Did it happen? I guess maybe. Is it too late? Probably, unless he was continuing his crimes after he lied under oath to Congress, and then you can package all these into one suit, I guess. But maybe they're looking into something he did after he lied to Congress. I don't know what that would be. But he needs to be prosecuted. He needs to be brought to justice. I was looking at a poll yesterday. It was on X, albeit, not a great source, but it was who do you think is more evil, more corrupt, Anthony Fauci or Benjamin Netanyahu? It was a surprising result. Only 31.9% people picked Anthony Fauci. Was kind of surprised, but those people need some PR work, both of them. Not even gonna lie. Need some press training. You can contact me, either one of you, if you need press training. It's gonna be quite the price, but I will help you out. I will provide you your propaganda at which you need to not look like a supervillain, but it will be costly. It will be costly, but I'll help you out. And now we're bringing in apparently a new criminal case against Fauci in the last 2 hours. I don't know. Todd Blanche, please. Please get this done, and please don't blow it. I think you already blew it when you let 12 o'clock roll around last night, but please don't blow this. Just please. The world is begging you. There is a infinite time frame in which you can charge someone for crimes against humanity, but you also have to bring them to a military tribunal. I don't know that we're going to open up a military tribunal against Anthony Fauci, but the statute of limitations is allegedly infinite for crimes against humanity, so maybe that's what they want to do. I doubt it. If they do, the QAnon whatever cult is going to be so impressed. They're going to be the tribunals on boats for crimes against humanity. QAnon claimed it. It's okay, whatever you want to believe. But yeah, that seems to be the only way that this goes now, is trying him for crimes against humanity in a tribunal, because it's the only thing that he can be charged with at this point that isn't beyond the statute of limitations. Do we think that that's going to happen? I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. We'll move on. Did Fauci get away yesterday? What do you guys think? You guys think Fauci got away with it? I do. I think he got away with it. I don't think that they're gonna open up a military tribunal for the guy. I think he can just do whatever he wants. Shut up auto-pen pardons. Shut up pardons in general. Those things are being abused. Just abused. It's I'll pardon anybody that came within 200 foot of the Oval Office. It's I need to get there. I need to get close. I'm going to try my best. I don't know what I've done, but if you can pardon me for a lifetime, we will make some money moves that are not impressive for anybody else. Be oh, he's insider trading. Be well, I'm pardoned for forever. Why not? But that's the same mantras, everybody, it seems, in the current administration. It's like, I'm just going to get a pardon at the end of this. I'll just do whatever I want. I'll trade on whatever. I'll buy all the returns for tariffs and actually tell Trump, go do the tariffs. I'll just, start trading massive amounts of oil before we attack Iran. I don't know. It's an idea. It's an idea. We'll move on. Trump, I need a pardon for forever, please, with an auto pin preferably, because they seem to work the best. We'll move on. So, there's a report that Senator John Cornyn has introduced a bill to designate U.S. Highway 287 as Interstate 47. What a suck up. But this is also what Congress can get done. It's like, SAVE Act? No. We can't get that done. We can't fix birthright citizenship. We can't even get all the Epstein files out. What we can do is we can name a highway and turn it into an interstate and give it the same number as President Trump. This is what we can get done. We can't codify any of the Doge cuts. We can't even fund DHS regularly. But we can do all these photo op bills where we condemn random podcasters and we change the highway to an interstate and call it 47 in honor of Donald Trump. This is what we can get done. I mean, just these, I don't know if it's aesthetic. I don't think that's the right term. But they have no sustenance. This is just like vanity. That's the one. These are vanity bills. These are vanity, like a vanity Congress. It's like, well, we're going to make it look really pretty like it's a golden age, but we're not going to get anything done. We're not going to get mass deportations. We're not going to fund DHS. We're not going to fund a border wall. What we are going to do is condemn podcasters and rename interstates to the same number as President Trump's second term. I mean, John Cornball Cornyn, you are a cornball for this. Like, get something with sustenance done, please. We're all begging you. You're like in the last 6 months right now. You are within the last 6 months until elections, until midterms. And this is what we're choosing to get done. Can't make life better for any Americans, but we can change this highway to Interstate 47 in honor of President Trump, who is obsessed with dust. This is the dust episode. I just get something done, guys. If you can hear me, Congress, please pass something that is not just something to make you look good, make you look like a suck up the Trump. This isn't working out anymore. Like, you've had a year and a half. We are 6 months away from midterms, and you, please just get something done. Get something so the Democrats don't sweep you in all your freshly redrawn congressional district maps. Just please do something. I mean, the Supreme Court is getting more done from this administration than Congress is. That's just sad. That's just sad. That's all we have for today. I told you there wasn't much going on. Just a lot of dust. Lots of people around a lot of dust. That's all that's going on. I'll check one more time and see if anything fun has happened with Iran in the last few minutes. It doesn't seem like it. There will never be any repercussions, but it also seems that it was just a misunderstanding in the fog of war. Just a misunderstanding. That's what all this is. Make sure you guys are dropping a like. Make sure you're subscribing on YouTube, following on Kick, following on Rumble. If you'd like to follow on more than one platform, I would more than appreciate it. Share this episode if you want. It wasn't a terrible one. If you have a friend that enjoys dust, he may enjoy this episode. It's just the dust episode. It's all about dust. And not caring about Americans and not getting anything done. But if you want to share this, I would be very appreciative. I'm most appreciative of you guys that watch till the end every day, stick around, hang out with me, talk in chat. I know many of you are driving, so don't talk in chat if you're driving. But maybe share it when you get home. Drop a like on it if you find a red light or something. You're stopped in traffic, whatever it is. Don't hit anybody though. It's not my fault. That's all on you. It's your fault. I didn't do anything. I know I really appreciate you guys for sticking around, but we're going to get into the good news segment of today. I believe we're looking at Matthew chapter 6, if I'm not mistaken, which I am not. We're looking at Matthew chapter 6, verse 25 through 34 today. It says, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is life more important than food, and the body more important than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the lilies of the field grow? They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? So do not worry, shall we drink, or what shall we wear? So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble on its own." What a great message. The Lord will provide. You don't need to worry about all these things. I do sometimes, and I wish I didn't as much. Worry about whether there will be food in the coming days, whether we'll have clean water to drink, all the rest, you name it. I wish I didn't worry about all these so much. And I believe that is a flaw of mine. Worrying about so much about these earthly things and not just understanding that the Lord will provide. And I think that's something that all of us can work on. Just have faith that the Lord will provide. Don't worry about all the small things. Worry about the big thing, which is the Lord's kingdom, his righteousness, as opposed to worrying about the small things, the day-to-day things, because the Lord will provide those for you if you do have faith in him. I think that's, such a good message. It's so important to have faith, especially in times like these. And sometimes I fall short. I'm sure sometimes all of us fall short. We just all fall short to God. That's just the human condition. That's human nature. But we need to worry less and believe more as a people. And maybe that is the solution. Maybe we just if we can all come to Christianity, we don't need to worry about these things. And it's a really comforting message. It demonstrates the love the Lord has for us. That we need not to worry about these smaller things such as food and water, because the Lord has us taken care of, whether we acknowledge it or not. I do believe there are some things that we should do on this earth, but, maybe worrying isn't the most healthy. And I think we can all take this message and say, why are we so worried about these earthly things as opposed to whether we will be not seated, we'll never be seated, but in the kingdom of heaven? I think that's the most important. It's much more important. It's much more important that we have the grace of God as opposed to worrying about food, water, clothes, you name it. We need to worry about expanding his kingdom on earth, saving ourselves and saving others. That is much more important than the small worries, because the Lord says he will take care of us, and he's always true to his word, which is so great, so beautiful. That was Matthew chapter 6, I believe, 35, if you want to look at it yourself. 25 through 34. But yeah, a great passage right there. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys are dropping a like, following on Rumble, Kick, subscribing on YouTube. Official Sam Jones on all three. Turning on notifications. Sharing the episode, sharing the show in general. I really appreciate that. Like I say always, most appreciative of you guys that stick around till the end every day. And those that are, not obsessed with dust. Ask Cornyn about the SAVE Act. He write the SAVE Act and then never got any part of it pushed through. He should be at John Thune's desk, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that the Senate Majority Leader? He should be at Thune's desk every day, SAVE Act, Donkey and Shrek, are we there yet? But it's he's clicking and then he goes, pass the SAVE Act. I think that's how he should act at this point. I mean, getting nothing done. We can have Interstate 47 though. Enjoy your vanity project. Your country's falling apart. Maybe we should worry less about that. Worry more about heaven, about the afterlife, about serving the Lord, following Jesus Christ. Maybe we should worry about all that more. Because I don't think we're going to fix John Cornball Cornyn. Probably can't. Probably can't fix John Thune. Probably can't fix... What's that guy's name? Mike Johnson. That's the one. Probably can't fix him either. Probably can't fix President Trump. We can pray for it. Oh, we're probably not going to be able to fix any of it. Get out to your primaries today if you have primaries. I believe it's West Virginia, Nebraska, and North Carolina, my home state. Get out there, vote, make the change in your community that you need. Because you have nobody to blame but yourself if you elect another rhino or a liberal labeled a Republican. Because that's what everybody is these days, it seems. But yeah, that's all we have for the day. I'm ending it here. I've got to get out of here. I've got to return that call I just missed. Because that is my role to do so. So, I hope you all enjoyed. To my people on the East Coast. I don't know how long we were frozen, but we're going to go with this camp because we're almost done. Tell my people on the East Coast, I hope you get home safe. To my people further west, I hope you finish up your workday strong and get home safe as well. I believe I'll be back tomorrow. That's in the air. Turn on notifications if you'd like to find out. We'll be at the normal time. But if nothing's going on, tomorrow I think is probably the best day to take off, given it looks like it will be another slow news day. If it isn't, I'll be here. But if it is, I'll see you Thursday. Talk to you guys very, very soon.